Okay, we should be close enough to start now that I might as well introduce it. So, good evening everyone over in America. My name is Coffee. I mostly do EU casting for some of the other amateur tournaments, but gonna be doing some Nexus gaming series casting today. This is a Heroic Division series between the CPogX Fanclub and Choking Hazards. We are of course now through the regular season of Heroes now, so if we have a look at our playoff bracket, we're going to be starting off in the top right today. And as you can see, we have CPogX Fanclub vs Choking Hazards, and the winner of this will go against the winner of Press Forward and the Anti Anti Clown Association, I believe it says. Not the best reading, it looks like. The teams are just deciding the rest of the map pick and ban now, but at the moment, we have got some of it decided. We have, on the side of the CPogX Fanclub, banning away the Battlefield of Eternity and Fatal Shrines, and Choking Hazards, who have the first map selection, have banned away Dragonshire and Cursed Hollow. Unfortunately, I cannot claim to have too much experience on what these teams like to do, so we will have to see what ends up happening in the games. The last time these guys met was a few rounds ago. It was round 4 of the season, and it was a reverse comeback, 2-1 win for the. Make sure I get this right. For the side of Choking Hazards, I believe. Notably with under a 10-minute game on Sky Temple, which had somewhat interested in how that managed to happen. Yeah, so Choking Hazards winning games 2 and 3, and the CPog's Fanclub winning game number 1, so we should be in for a pretty good series today. And just still waiting. Spending quite a bit of time deciding the map by the looks of things are our teams here. Gotta make sure to do it properly, of course. This is very high stakes. We're now in the playoffs. It is a single elimination here in the Heroic Division. Do not want to be making any mistakes before even getting to the draft. So, it is possible we see the fan club go towards the. Well, we actually won't be seeing them go towards the map they went on last time because Inferno Shrines was banned away by the side of CPogX, actually, which is a little bit interesting considering they won on it last time. This is the first cast I've done on the current patch, which is the May release patch. I believe the exact number is this is patch 51.0, May release, and it is very interesting, I think, to see how this will affect the strategies of our teams. There's quite a few things going on. We have weather anomaly, which I mean, for the most part doesn't do too much, but especially the movement speed and the stealth are very impactful. Looks like our teams are in game. Just need to get myself in the lobby out for a moment before they get things started. So there's quite a few clearly S tier heroes at the moment. Looking at possibly May. Well, I mean, I've heard all sorts of things about May. Like some people say that May is really good. Some people say that May is I'm of the opinion that May is less viable, but we will see what happens, of course. Other ones we want to be looking out for are Tassadar, Orphea, and Cassia are our main suspects, which I would hope that we see are in the pick ban, but there are so many just heroes that are clearly in a tier above the others that it's not really possible to just get rid of them. So we are going to be seeing some of the top tier champions in these games. Okay, looks like we're almost ready to get started. And our first map for us today is it maybe goal bound throughout playoffs? Maybe I guess you could say. I might actually want to check that because if May's banned, that changes quite a bit. Du- 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 du. Yeah, you are completely right. Thank you for pointing out to me before I get too far into this. Yeah, May is indeed globally banned for the playoffs, which I think is very unfortunate. The hero does enable some interesting drafts if teams are willing to step a little bit outside the box. But May taking off like, I mean, I've seen May in games obviously, and the hero appears to be rather tanky, but I don't think the hero should have a high priority for draft even if it's available. But regardless, doesn't matter. Our main picks remain the same. Whether we are looking for things like Orphea, Tassadar, Deca Kane, Vhagar possibly if the teams feel that way. My understanding is that Vhagar's not as popular in North America as he is in Europe. Just waiting for the final person to get into the game. Looks like one of our guys is having a few disconnects at the moment. But it should be alright. Just need to let him get in here. And so Sky Temple, I feel like I should know this, but I believe the weather effect is the lightning. Let me check that. No, this one is this is the lightning. So got the increased movement speed and the wave clear from the lightning shields. Doesn't it change much? I mean, probably not. Gives you a bit faster merc clear. Maybe you can take a slightly less wave clear focused offlane. Honestly, like, it doesn't matter much, except for when it does. And I am just left a little bit wondering. Why you would even add this thing. We are taking quite some time, man. It looks like the teams haven't noticed that. We are going a little bit late, but hopefully everything gets sorted. Unless, of course, that wasn't our guy who left, and we're waiting on someone else, then they would explain why. This is taking a little bit of time. We have a raid, actually, from, I'm going to say, Jukezak. Thank you very much. Were you casting one of the earlier games today? Yes, you were. You were casting in Division B, so welcome everyone who's joining us now. We're just waiting for the lobby to have everyone in it for this Heroic Division match. But I should really update this. Oh, it's been a little bit too long since I've used Superslayer. So yeah, our first one of today is going to be Sky Temple, chosen by the side of the fan club. Was it? No, it was chosen by Choking Hazards. What am I talking about? I've done this before, I promise. Alright. Looks like our final guy is logging in, so we should be getting started shortly. And as before, I haven't seen any games in North America, at least on this batch. I've been watching a few scrims in EU, but that's neither here nor there. Doesn't really tell me a whole lot about what we can expect, other than, of course, the usual from the previous patch, which is Cassia, Tastar, Orphea, Vhagar, yada yada yada. Anyway, our final guy is finally here, so we should be about to get underway. So for wait, it looks like one of our guys had a little bit of trouble logging into Battle.net, is my guess on what's happening here. But Looks like the teams are finally ready. Our guy has the crown, and we should be ready to get started soon enough. Apparently I'm referee. Alright, if you say so. This has been quite some time actually. Much prefer having to still in the duo cast, but whatever, it's completely fine. Will there be another Asmodean cheese pick on Sky Temple? That'll be interesting. I mean, last time we saw these teams versus each other on Sky Temple, there wasn't Asmodean. If these guys be playing Asmodean, then I'm very interested in seeing what happens. Okay, we are finally now into game. This is draft number 1 between CPogX Fanclub and the Choking Hazards. We at Fanclub have the first pick and ban with Choking Hazards. Oh, words are hard. Have chosen the map. And I mean, I'm somewhat repeating myself here, but there are a few picks that we can expect to be seeing. I mean, if there is some cheat shenanigans that, according to the chat, we might be having, then we will see what ends up happening on that front. But for now, we're just seeing some fairly tierless bans. We have Vega, we have Lost Vikings, we have Tyrael. Hang on, I can see we're having some stream issues. That's not good. Let's see the Pirates. The Pirates will not be coming in, as Tyrael has been banned away. Ampher will be the final ban. Very strong, of course, on Sky Temple in particular, but all of the picks are open. Everything is open. This is great. So there's Cassia, there's Tastar, Orphea. Take your pick. You can get really strong DPS picks here as your first one if you want, but right now the focus is on the tanks, as ETC actually will be the first lock-in. So now it goes over to the side of Choking Hazards. Surely we're going to see some DPS picks here. I'm not entirely sure what the current meta is in North America, but I'm hoping it's not too different from EU, because that would be rather interesting. And okay, we do see here Cassia will be taken along with the Johanna to pair with for the blinds. This is a really nice rotation coming out from the red team. Johanna backs up the Cassia favorite nicely, does well into the ETC, somewhat punishes the potential Orphea pick, but for now we are seeing nice and quick rotation actually. We have Yrel and Falstad coming in. This is Falstad not as the solo laner, because we have the Yrel. Still able to do a lot, still able to drive the camps away, get some nice timings on those during the objectives, and has the range and the tools that needed to deal with a shorter range dealer such as Cassia. Stukov going to be taken off the table. The one that I've got my eye on at the moment is Decker Kane as far as the healers go. Let's see what ends up happening though, and one ban now remaining for the fan club, as it will be Deathwing taken away on the last pick, not wanting to see the Destroyer up in the solo line. Not someone that Euro particularly likes going against, because can't exactly knock him away with that hammer of hers. Now you do need to see something here from the red team, most likely going to see the healer and the offlaner. Leave the DPS options open for last, but no, it's actually going to be Anna locks in as well as Sylvanas. I'm a little bit interested in why we're seeing the Sylvanas here. Seems a little bit out of theme of what's going on. Anna pretty strong as a healer, but again, I think it's a little bit interesting for Decades going through. I mean, I would hope that we see him picked up now by the fan club, but have to see what happens. There's 1 second left on the draft, and they will be... Okay, he will actually go completely through Decades. This is a little bit interesting, as Lucio and Greymane are the pickups here. The Greymane is very interesting into the team comp threat which seen from Choke Hazard. It seems like a little bit of a self-counter, Greymane are offering more on the macro side as well, so we might just see a large amount of focus on playing the map, forcing pressure with the mercenaries here from the fan club. Of course, Sylvanas is pretty good at dealing with merc camps, so we'll see what ends up happening when it comes in. Malfail as the last pick. Just trying to wave clear against VL. Should be completely fine. A little bit squishy against the burst that we see from the blue side, but it should work out fairly well for the side of I just fizzed over there. And I do think that Choking Hazard's got the better side of the draft. They have, while there isn't as much team cohesiveness as there could have been when we had the first two of the Cassia and the Johanna, it should still be fairly nice. I am a little bit surprised by what was basically a self counter with the Greymane pick. I thought we were going to see a mage of some sorts coming out, but clearly not, as Gotfilth decides wants to play the Gilnean King. Though apparently, according to our chat, who has done a lot more prep for this than I have, has been spamming Falstad in Storm League, so I guess that explains why that pick had fairly high priority. As now, we have on the blue team, we have BKB playing ETC, Gotfilth playing Greymane, Noah on Falstad, TGG Legacy on, what's that? Is that the UL? Yeah, that's the UL, and then Nentori playing, no, Nentori, sorry, playing for UL Legacy, playing Lucio. And then on the side of the Choky Hazards, Silver Ripper playing Sylvanas, Envy playing Ana, Eiko on the Johanna, Idis Fizz playing the Malfel, running into the EDC, who actually takes a lot of damage before eventually getting out of there, until we're jumping in just to defend him. And then, finally, Albertox on probably the most overpowered pick at the moment of Cassia. We're not doing too well in the frames at the moment. I hope that gets a little bit better as we go into this. Not my ideal setup at the moment, where I am for streaming this, but hopefully we can make it through this without too much difficulty. Seeing the team just rotating down to the bomb side, BKB trying to slow down rotation to the middle here, Envy going to scout out with a healing dart, and not too much will happen until we get a head start on the mid clear. And BKB actually doing a really good job zoning here. Silver Viper ends up using Haunting Wave just to get past, and now of course he has to get back down. We've got immediate priority going over to the blue side here. Very aggressive in these early phases, which is nice to see. Now taking a little bit of damage. Eiko should be just fine after absorbing for most of it. Now, we already have a siege times done for the fan club, so we have a possible invade coming in here, but BKB going to side out. Malfail did rotate down to defend the siege camp, so Nenturi up on the top side getting quite a bit of push done for free. Legacy playing so aggressive, I love to see this, forcing the long rotation from the Malfail. And we're already seeing minions dropping. We're going to have a little, no, we will get all the XP, but Gotfilth doing a lot of damage to this turret, considering we're not even 2 minutes in. Legacy trying to be a little bit cheeky to finish it off, but nothing happening just yet. The dealers of the red team, though, are going to have the first clear on these bottom giants, as 2 minutes of the game, we do have the level 4 towns coming in. It is Ring of Leech for Cassia, taking advantage of the Johanna pick to get a little bit more uptime on the spell ramp. CPogX Fanclub just taking their ruses, as we said. Greymane has the extra merc clear to help let this happen. Falstads just being annoying with the global, up in the, well, down rather, I guess you could say, in the bottom lane. Both teams will be trading for merc camps. We do, okay, they do actually cap it. I think that Legacy was trying to let it go, as was correct, but it will be the first cap on the camp for Cyber Fan Club. However, we do have a mercs here to stall this, so this may end up working out for them. We might see good position regardless of early pickup, and we do. The wave is crashing nicely for our blue team. in the middle here, I'm just not having the most fun. And more turret damage is done. Nothing goes down just yet. We do see though, because there were two at the bottom, the first clear of the camps going over to the red team. Amazfair's probably able to win out here on this point UL. Not really able to take the fights. Noah just pushing down the bottom lane, but both temples are going over to the side of Choky Hazard, which is really nice. Now, Falstad flies in, and I just feel might have gone a little bit too deep, not respecting the Falstad jump, and he will go down for first blood, and Tori and Noah gain that kill. We still have the top side in control of the red team. Level 6 to 7, I'm not sure if this is going to end up, but it is still a 3v4. Falstad's returning down the bottom to macro, so even with a downward talent, it should be just fine here for Choking Hazards. Easily taking a little bit of damage, and will be forced back. Actually, Legacy getting the worst end of it, but majority of the shot temple will go over. Oh, gone. They are going to give it up, it looks like. Nope, we're having a little bit of contest now on the point. Aiko against the EDC and Luso should be able to absorb it just fine. We do see we had a little bit of pressure in the middle before, and this two-man of Notori and Noah is doing quite a lot here. I'm just trying to do this 2v1, but losing quite a bit on the structures. We've already had the mid-fort go down, and now pushing the bottom, and lost the turret already. They might not be able to hold very well. I'm just okay, maybe playing a little bit too safe, letting some experienced globes go for no particular reason. Didn't need to lose more experience than was needed. And Surge of Light taking my Cassia. I think everyone's finally realised that this is the one to go for. There was a little bit of time where we were seeing the grounding bolts coming out, but we don't like to see that one. Full level lead already for the blue team, as potentially looking for something here. As actually, Silverwhip has just been completely called out. I'm not sure quite how he managed this on Sylvanas, but that will be another kill going over to the side of the Fanclub. Very nicely played by them so far. Now crashing the Giants into this fountain. Mini-waves will be able to absorb the enemy mini-wave for long enough. They should be able to finish off this well. Maybe not actually, you're not going to go for it. The healing well does survive for the time being, but again we're seeing this Malfoy is just so useless at dealing with the push when he's outnumbered. Great main. And Lucio able to quite easily take out this top wall. This healing well's going down. They're just going to clear this wave out and probably just move on to the fort. I mean, we're having a little bit of a confused response here from the side of the Choking Hazards. Now it's a 1.5 level lead. 11 and 9. It's only going to get worse for them. As working now on this top 4, as we do have a pause. No, it's now maybe having a few issues, but right now we're seeing complete control. I guess I have to do this, don't I? May have forgotten the hotkey. As this top 4 does seem to be the focus. Looking for just Fizz, but a good Wave Strike will be able to avoid the bullet and the hammer. As Gothfield taking the worst end of it. Lucio, you can swap over to the heal song, but to give it a little bit of heal up. Not losing anything for leaving it on at the moment, as 3v3 defense over top here, but they do have a level 10s now, and Notori taking quite a bit of damage from the fort. Dauntless pretty good though. Gotfilth is the focus, but everyone's coming in here. Here comes the stage dive. Envy going to be the one who's in trouble, but Malfoy falls first, and it's already 2 kills. Spectre 3 kills now for the Grey main. As we're seeing just a complete dominance here by the blue team. This is not what I would have expected looking at the previous matchup between the two. The Bruisers will be taking complete abandonment of this bottom temple, as now just continuing the push with this Grey main. It looks like Falstad is going to be left up here to deal with this. Sylvanas Trey is pretty good at taking down the minion wave. There won't be too much more done here, but until we're just moving on to the temple, got filth on the Bruise camp, we have complete control here for the side of the Fanclub. And Legacy now moving in. That was a little bit called out, but a good battle though will get him to safety. Doesn't even need updraft to make those ones, as we saw a really good use of a stage dive taking advantage of their numbers to move up into the top lane. Cassie not able to make it there, obviously. Trying to contest for the temple, which I suppose you might have expected to be the focus here, but it won't be. Just Fizz really not having the most fun here up against the Falstads. And the temple will go fully over to our blue team, who are up now by 2 levels, and it's only getting worse here for our team on the red team. And here comes the next bruiser camp. Before you dealt with one, here comes another. No, and Gottfried going to bust down this top wall. Just Fizz now able to clear it out. Well, this hitting well is not going to last long, as just stuck in their base right now is the side of the choking hazards. Not really able to take advantage of their very nice team fight composition that they've got themselves. Looks like the fight now is over the siege campus. Here comes the stage dive, gusting the Cassia into the wall. Here comes EDC, and it's just going to be a complete blow up on the Cassia. It's not even close. Again, making use of their global. Very nice play from the side of the fan club here. Now we've got another camp. They just want to push down another lane. They have 4 giants here. Malfoy, but you're going to have to come back. You're not finding level 13 in time to defend. This says marching down onto the bottom keep is the side of the fan club. It's not quite able to fight aside. Venturi now fancying their chances. Only tanking up the fort for the time being, but this is UL. You have Dauntless. You got the physical armor. Not that bad at all. Easily going to be able to find the first keep of the game at 9.5 minutes. You know, you're entirely right. That logo is covering. Let's put that one over there. We've done this before, I promise. There you go. You can have a look at his talents. Nothing really out of the ordinary. I would say everything looks completely normal. I guess the only thing is Eagle Wolf, I think it's a fine talent, but most people would say you want to be going for the Alpha Killer. You'd see maybe a little bit too far out. We're having to move down from the side of the choke hazards. But he's just got a stage dive out of there. He does not need to deal with any of this because this is a global ETC. It's now just going for the topside pressure is the fan club. This temple will be hitting onto the top keep. We have Noah pressuring the mid lane as well, and just see everyone completely need to move up. They thought there was going to be a fight over the bottom sides, but Choki has to have absolutely no way to force anything. No matter what they try doing on this bomb side, they could go for the temple and the boss. It wouldn't matter. We'll just see the side of the blue team just keep pushing. And now we're up to 3.5 level. It's getting a little bit silly. Noah almost managed to find that kill on Echo. Bless Shield will be used. Malfoy, maybe he's getting a little bit ambitious. Ends up falling to 3 members of the fan club, and now we have... It's already getting worse. Top 10's been taken. Noah's starting on the bottom one. Moving now onto the boost camp, and we may just see the end of the game at roughly the 12.5 minute mark. It's like not going to go for this mercenary camp quite yet. I don't even know what to say at this point. Like, how do you come back from this? It's you're 3.5 levels down. You're a team fight comp. You're just gonna get completely macroed. You have no way to force anything. The boss is just going over for free. Nothing's happening in response. There's nothing they can do really, and someone just waiting for the end of the game at this point. We'll see if my prediction of 12.5 was right. But boss is moving down. I might be a little bit too late on that one, as until going for the middle wave. Not really sure there's any point to this. You're ending with this boss no matter what. You're not getting 19 off this, so doesn't do much. As now, the Nexus anomaly makes itself known one last time, as Tori's just running at the core. Wants nothing to do with this fight. I don't know. Oh, here comes the stage dive. Easy will get slept on the end of it. Not going to be able to jump onto a Cassia, but we're just seeing the core being rushed down. There's nothing that can happen here. Trying to get 1 kill onto the EDC, but it's going to be a complete sweep here by the side of the CPogX Fanclub. 8 kills to 0, 6 forts to 0. Very methodical win for this team. You know, I promise I had the right overlay on. And yeah, it's not really a whole lot to say. I think I've already said all the points I want to make, that this was a very methodical use of the double global by the CPogX Fanclub. They were able to use very well their ranged assassins, both the Greyman and the Falstad, pushing with the UL in order to put pressure on the Malfell, who really doesn't have the tools. Like I said this in game, but Malfell does not have the means to deal with pushes when he's outnumbered. All he can do is try and fight one person, which he's really good at. He's really good at taking a one person in a minion wave, but as soon as you bring a ranged assassin in, like Phoenix is picked into him in the solo lane for a reason, there's nothing that the hero can do. It's really unfortunate. And this was the last pick from them, so you'd think they would have had something prepared, but not quite able to find anything. There's a different world where this Malphite pick looks good, where you got the prio, you've got the advantage from the early game macro, but not quite able to find enough, as it was just a clean rollover by the blue team. And what are we going to see actually from the side of choking hazards to deal with this? Because I can't think of an easy way to deal with that. All I can suggest is maybe you just go for a less macro focused map for game number 2, but that's actually the complete opposite of what's happening. The map selection was given for some reason over to the side of the fan club, who just pick another macro map. They choose Towers of Doom. It's quite likely that we're just going to see a similar sort of thing happening this game. Very similar style of map to Sky Temple, even more focusy actually on the single lane. So if they're able to have the winning off lanes like they did last time, should work out very well for them. As for the draft, I would say there needs to be a better use of the last pick. So, well, they don't even have the last pick this time. First pick for the side of choking hazards. I don't know why you'd want to pick first pick, especially in the current meta and considering how the last game went. But not only do they take first pick, they also give map selection over to the team that has shown that they are willing to play fairly normal maps and just outclass their opponents. The way I see most likely with Choking Hazards to win this is try and take a early game 2-lane map and see if they can force anything. Just early game in team fights. That seems to be their. If they can't realise what went wrong last time, that's the only way I see of them winning. Teams are having a little bit of a break between games, which I think is needed just to, like, you have a recap. It hasn't been that long since the last game, but I think towards the end of it, like, the side of Choking Hazards know that they're going to lose, so hopefully there's something that they've figured out to deal with the pressure that gets put on them this time, because otherwise we might just be done and dusted in half an hour, and that would be a little bit unfortunate for our heroic playoffs. Would be looking for something a little bit more exciting, I would have said. Looks like everyone is in the lobby, so hopefully we should be starting soon. I'm still surprised though. Like, we saw absolutely no interest in Tastar or Orpheo, which are both really strong picks at the moment. Tastar, like, what do we have? We had the Sylvanas. I don't know. I'm not sure why. Like, you choose Anna. Tastar gets left through. I don't know. I'm just a little bit surprised, I guess is what I could say. But game number 2 now for this series. The fan club choosing Towers of Doom after making a very clear show that they know how to use the macro on Sky Temple, now with their own map pick, and also, very importantly, they have last pick on Towns of Doom. There's a lot you can do with last pick on this map. There are so many fun and interesting heroes you can pick up, but the Vikings are not one of them, as they will once again just get banned away by CPogX. Not sure why. Well, we do see Cassia banned. Like, didn't do much from last game. Like, if you're the CPogX Fanclub, you can just look for the same sort of stars you did previously. You can give them basically whatever teamfight tools you want, as long as you're confident in your ability to control the map. And you can do even more sometimes. You can just wrap up the game straight away, if you so desire. And hang on a second. Their first pick. No, no, this is right. I might have woke up just before we started doing this. EDC will be the final ban. Abathur taken away. It's very concerning to be banning Abathur as first pick. Shows that they're just not able to play the hero, one of the strongest heroes on these sorts of maps, Sky Temple Towns of Doom. If you're going to ban it as first pick, it's a huge detriment to your draft. So, Rhaegar was not the first pick I was hoping for. Not really going to be able to do too much. Was banned out last time by... Yeah, we're just going to see the same thing. Yrel Falstad. I like it. They've shown that they know how to use it. The question is, do the Choking Heads have a response? They've chosen Rhaegar, not a hero that can work well against this sort of play. So they've already somewhat committed to just rolling over the same thing. I'm hoping that they can somehow realign their draft without making this Rhaegar completely useless. So we see Tasdal and Greymane versus... It's a little bit unfortunate because neither of these... Greymane's alright at dealing with the side lanes, as we saw in the last game, but Tassadar... We're going to see the Archon probably because it's a Rhaegar. Are you really going to be able to do too much with this Archon though? Like, my guess is no. It's not looking the best at the moment. These are two heroes you're not really going to get much value out of against it. Diablo banned away, taking away options of hard engage now, which I like to see. It is the way that you lose with these sorts of compositions. Lucio banned. We saw Legacy be very annoying on it last time, so can't understand that one. Yarn just goes over, and Greymane looks really miserable already. Deciding now on what they want to do. I would say pick your support now. Deckard's open. You can pick him up. It works nicely. We saw Stukov banned last time, but it will just be Arna. I suggest that we're going to see Mage Path pick. Depending on what tank we see, this already looks really nice for Orpheus coming. The hero generally just works well as a counter to Tassadar. Can do completely fine against the Greymane. The hero is not at all concerned about hard engage. We do see Leoric and Varian. The only crowd control they have is Torm. This is so good for Orphea if Gottfilth is willing to play her. But most likely just going to see in AD. Maybe we see Li Ming. Probably not going to see complete Stomp in the draft as we could. Orphea not nowhere near as popular as... Yep, there's Li Ming. It's not even like Li Ming's bad. It's like, it still works very well against what we see here. But I'm confident that we're just gonna see a very similar thing again here. But Orpheus would have been just so much better as the last pick here. Regardless, where we are now going into this, we got almost exactly the same idea from the almost have a fan club. The only thing is like Lee Ming not quite as strong on the push as Greymane. That's like the only difference though. Maybe we can see some picks around the level 4 mark with the variant taunts, but on who? Like, as a Johanna, which just completely nullifies any attempt to find picks or taunts, so I'm a little confused by what we're going to have going on here, but game number 2, it's already a little bit foggy here on Towers of Doom. Nexus normally, by the way. On the blue side, the CPogX Fanclub up 1-0, and my guess is they're going to make it 2-0. We'll see. Noah again on Falstad and Tori again on UL. We have Legacy swapping over to Anna, BKB playing Johanna, and Got Filth on Li Ming, which I'm still a little annoyed about. And on the red team, we'll see if they can turn us around. I just fizzed on Leora. Envy playing Rhaegar, Albertox are playing Greymane, Echo, Varian, and Silver Ripper playing Tastar. We see already just we have so much control over to our blue team. It's so sad. When Tassadar isn't able to get priority in the first wave, you know there's something going up here. And here comes BKB. He doesn't care. He just got. Oh my god, it's a 4-man orb. We see now the attempt towards BKB, but this is Johanna. You can't kill her. The only unfortunate thing is that we have the top prio here for Noah instead of bottom. They could have pushed this wave in tonight so much XP. I mean, they still already are. Like, Jane Hope misses. We're seeing a very nice 2-3 split. So much pressure being done when they're down in the 4-man. It's so crazy. Now we see both teams just rotating back up. Nothing too much happened. Echo has to catch this mid-wave though. And Envy, I'm not sure what's going on here, but you're dead. First blood going to go to blue team. I didn't quite catch how this happened, but there's no reason to be dying like this. Pick up for the XP, Anna. What are you doing? Guess you didn't give them a little bit of a chance, but it's already half level leads. Falstad. Yes. UL's going to force on the top camp. And here comes Falstad. There's a giant wave pushing in anyway, so he didn't really need to come to this, but it works out fine. I've got the top camp. They're trading the bottom sides. It looks like this will actually go in, though, for the side trading hazards, which gives them something, because we have mid-focus here for Fan Club for some reason. There's our Torn. We'll see what happens there. I guess not much. Just Tastar taking so much damage. The orb will go wide, but BKB doing so much work body blocking here. But Tastar will be able to get out. And here comes Varian. Gets the taunt onto Johanna, who has used Iron Skin. Will not need to walk away, but pretty good focus it. But remember, this will. Falside's just not going bottom lane. Get the XP, buddy. Why are we dropping XP? Anyway, Noah going to catch the top lane. And I'm very concerned by the way things are going. Not much has happened yet. Like, there's been no real decisive victories. The kill didn't matter. But it's a very concerning way for the game's. Why so much damage? Right, I can't heal that. It's very concerning the way that the Syria game is going if you are wanting choking hazards to win this game. And I've got Phil a very nice force wall. We'll be able to get a lot of damage from Envy doing his best to cosplay Greymane, who was taking the points, and they will manage to get the bottom one. As it's a mess. The entire wave in the bits going into this turret. We are now rotating up. That was just going to push into mid lane. Aika will be there to catch that one though. And if we swap over to the XP, it's so clear just what's happening. We have 1,000's lead already. Waves are pushing, so it's a little bit less than that, but this is such a lead for the blue team that managed to make out nothing. Just because of their way, they're very good at exerting the pressure on the map. Like, BKB is able to go so deep and slow things down without any real punishment. I don't know whether they're just scared more than being there, or maybe they are over-respecting Johanna, but should not be happening. With us both turrets in mid lane, with us both turrets in top lane, the healing Founts next, and then we're just going to probably see the same things we saw last game. With a two-man attempt onto the fort, which we are seeing. Noah is stuck around to catch us next wave. And all we're getting is the sappers. Not even going for the invade, and not using their man advantage because Falstack can just fine at any time. Oh, here comes Leoric as the top wave is crashing. He can't do so, but they're looking for the invade now. We're trying to force something here. For their team, a lot of damage onto Johanna. Echo now walking onto the point, see if he's able to do anything. They do have the additional member there, so it will be given up by Fan Club if they're completely okay with this. Look at the top side, we have sappers here, they're going to be unanswered. The Orcs just now reaching the mid lane. There is pressure on the bottom side as there are 6 sappers coming in. It's going to get a bit of fort damage, but it doesn't really matter. Here comes UL, going to reach the point in time with Hand of Freedom. Now knocks Tassadar into the Li Ming. So much damage going on to Silver Ripper. Here comes Johanna, and Falstad has made his way down as well. They have the damage now. Vivarian is the first one to fall as Tassadar's an awful spot. He's going to go down. Albertox, I don't know if you want to stick around for this. It's time to disengage, but UL's not going to let you. That's the third one. The Orc now will be focused down. Got Filth will be able to land the abilities, and it will be enough. Got Noah finds the Hammerang to finish this one off. 4 kills going over to the blue team. It's already a level and a half lead. They've evened up the objective. They've done so much top fort damage. They can easily defend this bomb fort. This game is going exactly the same as the other one. And it's very difficult for the side of Choking Hazards to turn this around. Their composition relies on managing to force things in the early game, but we saw so much of a 3-4 on the bottom side and nothing really happened as a result of it. This Falsa pick is working out really well, exerting so much pressure. He can be up on top lane, and they're still afraid to fight in the advantage numbers bottom side. Tesla being a little bit sneaky with the fog, but probably able to do much. Level 10 is now reached, but Antonio doesn't really care. It eats a cursed bullet. Oh, it's a gust! They're all on top of each other. Antonio's slow to jump onto him, but Tesla will get out with the Archon and the Zestral, but Greyman's gone. Until he maybe a little bit too deep. Still has the Island healing though. Got Filth. Has banana boost a little bit for a few more spells. Nothing quite connecting though. As will just be another kill for our blue team. As they're now moving their way down here. Okay, Varian. Don't know about this rotation, buddy. You've used your protection. You're now dead. That's another kill. Silver Ripper. So by the time here comes Urel. And he's just going to fall as well. Yana taking up to the fort, no problem, and it's another kill. 3 kills out of nowhere for our blue team. They're able to do whatever they want. The Orcs pushing waves, but this changes nothing. We have such an XP lead. We have the bottom forts now controlled by the fan club. Now moving on to the sappers. Going to get 5 shots on this objective. Falset's flying up to deal with this Leoric. Like, you're not getting anything, buddy. Sappers will go over to the fan club. They will manage to find the invade. It's now they got the eyes set on the middle bell tower. Not opting to defend this one, which suggests to me that they're looking to go for 7 ult to win, which I am very much a fan of at this point. You can look for 7 ult to win. They've got the top one. We also know how. Falstad, by the way. Giant Kill's a good talent. And middle's gone. The bomb tower has sappers coming back into it. And this was talking about setting up for the 7 altars. Let them retake this one. They have no way of getting mid back. Now look at this. The fort's not up yet to defend them. So a lot of damage going on to Tastar, which again can't really be healed up. Fort's taking half health, but maybe getting a little bit hard when Nanoboosters comes out and Godfilth just throwing spells at that thing. Oh, the Blessed Shield lands onto so many. Tastar is up in the front and he's just going to fall. More spells for Godfilth. They will be able to get down this altar right about now. Now they're hightailing it back to the Death Chamber. by the looks of it, like, because they can't make it back to their base. 4 kills going over to the fan club. Complete control of the map going over to the fan club, and it's even more one-sided than the previous game. The shots now going into the towers. We see Johanna maybe want to tap before going for this. As the attempt now is to go for the top side, maybe get this fort back and get the altars, but you're way too late, you're still dead. There's only 3 members here, and here comes Johanna, the Invincible, just doesn't care about any of this. Now we're starting to get the damage on it, but got the blind. The rest of the team's rotated up. We may just see a jump barrel, nope. False not going to go for a gust to secure the win, but there's just so many shots going in at the moment. No, they're down to 1. They can just force the boss. They're up 3 levels. It's such an easy end. Like, they know they're on it, but it's already half dead. They might not even get it in time. Gonna have a one last team fight. Nano boost onto Really Mig. In comes Aiko, trying to do what he can on the point. Envy solo, but the gust just comes out. They managed to get their 1 kill of the series against Scottfield, but that is just the game done already. Just over 10 minutes, and we are done. Well, we had a little bit of a late start, but looks like the fan club managed to make up for lost time because we are already finished. Wow, that was somewhat unfortunate to watch, but it was very nicely done by the. It was very nicely done by the blue team. They played this really well. I'm not sure quite how they managed to find the UL false driven it so much in the second game after what happened in the first time. But they managed it. They just picked it straight away. And we saw that there was no answer prepared by the side of choking hazards. So that is just this series done already. Yep, so just want to start looking at this. We have a 2-0 going over to the CPogX Fanclub. Wait. Yeah. Almost thought I got that wrong the whole time. That would have been rather funny. But no, it will be the CPogX Fanclub pick up a very quick 2-0. It's not even 3 in the afternoon for me yet. What other games we got going on at the moment? At least we're going. So we do have the other side of the Heroic Vaca going on right now, being casted by Jinxie Cat. So we can go and head on to them, and that will be the opponent of the side of Fan Club. As they now move on into the semi-finals against the winner of the match that I'm going to be passing the host over to right now. So I hope everyone enjoyed that. I think that was a very clear demonstration of superior macro by the blue team. Very well played to them. Choking hazards, this is unfortunately where the season ends, but we'll see if they're able to go through these, see what they were missing out on, and be able to pick up the pieces for next season. Sorry for short games. No. You have nothing to apologise for, my good friend. You put on a clinic there. That was very well played by your team, both games. A little bit unfortunately had 1 death in the end, but it is what it is, I suppose. Can't quite get the perfect series just yet. Yep, just going to pass the host over right now. Before 3 in the afternoon.